Alright guys, Father's Day is just around the corner and I've got some exciting colognes and fragrances you can get for your dad. Or if you are a dad, get these for yourself. These are going to make you smell amazing. Find out what they are coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. We're talking about fragrances for dad. Really amazing fragrances I've worn and I enjoy. And I think these will be perfect for a dad. If you're gifting a fragrance for your dad, I think he'll appreciate these. Or if you are a dad, you're going to really enjoy these fragrances. There's designers here, niche fragrances, mostly men's targeted releases, a few unisex options that are also very masculine, perfect for a dad. Let's get started. First fragrance we're going to talk about is HERMES H24 Herbes VIVES, this one right here, or Herbes VIVES. So this is a really great take on the H24 DNA. It's a fresh, ice-cold, fruity herbal thing with some mintiness and herbs. There's very aromatic touches and an ice-cold pear Granita note, which gives you this kind of fruity iciness when you're wearing it. I think it's perfect for summertime, and since we are going into summer just around the time it's Father's Day, I think that will make a great Father's Day gift. Next, a staple for dads or fathers. This is FOUGERE ROYALE from HOUBIGANT. This is a redo of the original classic FOUGERE ROYALE that was launched in late 1800s. They brought it back in 2010 and this is the version here. And if you don't know what a fougere is, fougere means fern in French. And so if you're looking for a barbershop fougere fragrance, this is going to be perfect. It's one of the best. Basically utilizing notes like lavender, geranium, oakmoss, clary sage, some freshness from citruses and other herbs and spices. Makes for a very classy dad's fragrance. Again, if you can gift this one to your dad or wear it yourself, it's very, very classy and masculine. And the good thing about this is eau de parfum. There's an parfum edition of it as well, which is even more concentrated and longer lasting, although very, very pricey depending on your budget. Moving on to the house of essential parfums, it's BOIS IMPERIAL, this one right here. Great, more on the budget side of fragrances, around $100 for 100 ml. But a really great classy woody fragrance with aromatics and spices and some patchouli notes in here as well. It's Thai basil, Timut pepper, Haitian vetiver, Georgywood, which is kind of like a cedar wood, Petalia, Akigala wood, Indonesian patchouli, Ambro fix. So it does have that kind of ambroxan molecular touch in the dry down, which creates an amberiness, but it's lots of woods. That's why it's called Bois Imperial, Imperial wood, and it's a great classy, very sexy, and also masculine leaning take on a woody fragrance. Essential Parfums Bois Imperial. That'll make a great gift for a dad if you're like on a budget and you only have around $100 to spend. That would be a great one, and it's got a major following. People seem to really like that one. Next, it's NISHANE's HACIVAT. I know this is very, very popular. It's kind of like a Aventus, but more intense on the screechy, kind of metallic leaning side of woods with fruits and oak moss, patchouli. Pineapple is king. So if you like the idea of Aventus, maybe your dad's worn Aventus, and you want to upgrade him to something a bit more stronger, a bit more sheep leaning, then HACIVAT will be perfect. Again, we're going into summer, so I think that's a great long-lasting take on something that smells like, Aventus, or that whole combo of the pineapple fruitiness with woods and perhaps a little leather as well. So next, going to the house of NASOMATTO. This is DURO, this one right here. I really love this one. It's DURO, Black Afghano, and also Pardon, I think are really great. And also maybe Baraonda is great as well. But DURO is very classy and masculine, leans masculine for sure. And it has very masculine notes to me. It's got lots of wood, it's very woody. It's got leathery touches, so all leaning masculine. Along with the leather and the woods, there's an overdose of spices. It's a bit dark. It's definitely, woods and overdose of the leather together, creating for a very masculine style of fragrance. I think this will make a great gift for someone, a dad that wants something potent, but he doesn't want to overspray, so you'll need 1 or 2 sprays and you'll be done for the day. This is an extrait of parfum, so it's long lasting. So that's NASOMATTO's DURO. Next, going to the house of Guy LaRoche, it's DRAKKAR Intense, this one right here. I'm pulling something a bit on the old school side because this is kind of like a modernized take on the original DRAKKAR going back to the late 70s and DRAKKAR Noir in the early 80s. It's one of my all-time favorite fragrances. I love DRAKKAR Noir, and this is definitely really great as well. It's patchouli, labdanum, cedarwood, cardamom, frankincense, vetiver. This is also a fougere, but smells completely different than this from HOUBIGANT, the Fougere Royale. To me, the Guy LaRoche DRAKKAR Intense is more like an 80s kind of a fougere. Big fan of that smell, love it. So I think if your dad is a bit on the old school side, you can totally gift him DRAKKAR Intense, and it's also not very expensive. Then going to the house of BOIS, Hugo Boss, it's Boss Bottled Elixir, this one right here. Are you guys familiar with this one? I really like the way they did this one. It doesn't really smell like the original Boss bottle, which I was a fan of and wore in the mid to late 90s, but this is a great woody, dark, resinous, incensey take on the original Boss bottle. Again, it doesn't smell much like it, but also very, masculine leaning. We've got patchouli, labdanum, cedarwood, cardamom, frankincense, and vetiver. So lots of woods, spices, smoky touches, and then also ambery touches as well. I think it's a great job that it's Annick Menardo and Suzy Laheli. I believe those are the two perfumers behind Boss Bottled Elixir. I think that's a great, fragrance for a designer launch. Next, going to the house of Bulgari, it's Tigar. I really love this fragrance. It's definitely one of the best and the classiest fragrances out there. It smells fantastic. I think it makes a great gift for dad if you don't have a budget, like if you have plenty of money to spend. It'll make a great gift. It is also very sexy fragrance and also has this very classiness about it because it's grapefruit, ambroxan, and woodsy notes. So it's lots of woods, juicy, zesty, zingy grapefruit, and then also that ambroxan, which creates this kind of molecular amber woods dusty thing against the juiciness of the grapefruit. It's a fantastic fragrance. Bulgari's Tigar is amazing. If you haven't tried it, try it. It would make a great gift for dad. Going back again to another old school release, it's Eau Sauvage, not Sauvage, but Eau Sauvage from Dior. One of the best citrus fragrances ever created for a man. It's a classy fragrance, but it's also on the very fresh side. So you would probably utilize this during the summertime if you're into the idea of overspraying fresh ingredients and fragrances, or just an everyday average kind of a fragrance that's really quality. Still smells great today here for me, and it's an overdose of aromatics and citruses with lemons, jasmine, bergamot, basil, rosemary, oak moss, coriander, patchouli, vetiver. Really wonderful offering. I decided to feature the eau de toilette in this video. I have some parfums coming up as well. Then going to the house of Louis Vuitton, it's Orage, this one right here. This is also a fantastic male targeted release. Really wonderful with a kind of an overdose of patchouli with vetiver and some molecular notes like ISOE super. But there's also iris here, hedione, white musk, black pepper, grapefruit. The patchouli is very sexy in this one. And if you like fragrances that are not, this is not an overwhelming fragrance, but I feel like the patchouli has great longevity. It has great lingering power. So you'd spritz it on. It doesn't have too much projection, but always patchouli for me is one of the most projecting notes in fragrances. So I like to wear it. It has great longevity. It's a bit closer to the skin, but you'll get noticed with how great you smell, and I think it makes for a great classy wear for a dad, if you're the dad or if you're buying something like this for your dad. So this is Orage from the house of Louis Vuitton. Let me know if you're a fan of that one. Next up, going to the house of Narciso Rodriguez. It's Narciso Rodriguez For Him Vetiver Musk, a brand spanking newer release from this house. Maybe the kickstart of a new series of fragrances. The Vetiver Musk is something new. For Him Blue Noir was the last collection. And this is also on the very fresh side, so perfect for summertime. And it's also not overly expensive like some of the fragrances I was featuring. I've got, as I mentioned, designers here and some niche fragrances. This is vetiver in the end and also musk, but it also features spices and woods: cypress, nutmeg, cardamom, bourbon, geranium, seaweed, vetiver, lavender, cedar, and patchouli. It's classy, it's masculine, it's not overly intense. It has good lingering power, very close to the skin though, so it makes for a great wear during the summertime. So it's Narciso Rodriguez for him, Vetiver Musk. Let me know if you've tried that one and what are your thoughts on that one. It's a great combo of Vetiver and Musk. But moving on to the House of Creed at number 12, Royal Oud, my favorite fragrance from Creed. I love it. Unless you're speaking about the vaulted Royal English Leather, which I'm absolutely head over heels for. But Royal Oud is amazing. It's one of the best in this house. It doesn't smell too much like oud. There's not much of an oudiness here, but it's cedar, pink pepper, sandalwood, musk, angelica, galbanum, lemons, and oud. It has a greenness about it, powdery touches, bitterness, maybe a bit of smokiness in here as well with all the notes combined together, but it's an overdose of woods and spices with green touches. Really great fragrance. Creed's Royal Oud. That's definitely a great fragrance for Dad if you're in the market to give him something expensive, or you can buy it for yourself. Creed fragrances sometimes don't have the best longevity, just like that one as well, but I absolutely love the smell. So next, moving on to the house of Parfums de Marly, it's Greenlee. Greenlee, I think, would make a great gift for a dad if they're, planning on wearing the fragrances that season when Father's Day is, happening. And I feel like the juiciness of this one would make a great fruity wear during the summertime. It's green apples, cashmeran, oakmoss, musk, petitgrain, and bergamot. Definitely one of my favorites from this house. At least as far as a freshie goes, it's my favorite freshie from Parfums de Marly. Really like the juiciness, the crunchiness of the apples, the drippy juice. It acts like when you're wearing it, you get that experience of chomping on a big juicy apple and you've got the juice dripping down your arms or something. Really wonderful that way. So it's Greenlee from the house of Parfums de Marly. Then going to the house of Caron, I've decided to go ahead and purchase another Tabac fragrance from the house. This is Tabac Noir, this one right here. Whereas Tabac Exquis is more of a gourmand, a smoky tobacco. Here, this time, we've got more of a honey tobacco. And is it like tobacco honey? It has some similarities, but it's different than that. This came out before Tobacco Honey from Guerlain, and I really love the way it smells. Tobacco and honey go hand in hand wonderfully together, but this one features notes of patchouli, peppery notes, papyrus, cedar, vanilla, Balkan tobacco, honey, cistus labdanum, and tonka. So it has ambery touches, it has earthy woodiness, it has spices and vanillic touches as well. But in the end, it's a great combo of tobacco and honey together. So this is Caron Tabac Noir. Let me know if you're a fan of that one. Caron has a bunch of different Tabac fragrances because they're known for a fragrance from the early days, many years ago, decades ago, called Tabac Blonde. A great vintage fragrance, but they've decided to do like 2 or 3 additional Tabac fragrances, and they're all turning out to be really great. Next, going to the house of YSL, it's Queer 2023 version. This is a great take on leather. It's classy, it's long-lasting, it's, dark and intense leather. Slight bit animalic, but freshened up with violet leaves, creating an ozonic contrast against the oud and the leather that's in here. So basically it's oud, violet leaves, and a suede accord. Wonderful wear, created by Fabrice Pellegrin. I think it's a great job. I wasn't too experienced with the previous version. This is a 2023 version, so I can't really report on that one, but this is a great job here. And the La Vestiaire collection always surprises me at how good the quality of the fragrances are from this line, when I'm not a big fan of the original signature line of fragrances. But either way, check out YSL's Queer 2023 edition and go check out my video online for a review of that fragrance as well if you want to find out more about it. Alright, next up, going to the house of Xerjoff. It's Torino 21, this one right here. This would make a great gift for a dad, or if you're the dad, check it out. It's a great fresh fragrance. It's a wonderful combination of mint, verbena, musk, lemon, basil, blackcurrant. To me, it acts like lemon mint tea. It has this very cozy quality about it. On me, it has great longevity, and it smells super fantastic. But when you're wearing it, the whole combination of the notes, the mint and the lemons and the verbena, the basil, even that fruitiness of the blackcurrant, creates that like lemon mint tea combo, and it's got a very soothing combination. It wears great in the summertime, also has that coziness about it, and I think it makes for a great gift to wear around Father's Day and then on throughout the whole summer and throughout the rest of the year as well. Either way, it's Torino 21, a wonderful fragrance from that house. Let me know if you're a fan of it. But moving on to the house of Javoy, it's Incident Diplomatique, this one right here. Wonderful, wonderful fragrance. This one's leaning masculine with loads of vetiver and patchouli. There's also some sandalwood here, nutmeg and mandarin orange. So it's a really great take on a very earthy, woody fragrance with some light spices, additional woods, and a citrusy, touch about it. There's that freshness with the citrus, but the rest of the notes, the woods kind of overwhelm and dominate the fragrance. But the combination of patchouli and vetiver together, it's super, super sexy. This one also garners me compliments. People really love it, especially when it's warm outside. Even though it's pretty intense, I think this really comes alive in the heat because everything just opens up and blooms and projects off of you, garnering compliments and things like that. I think it would make a great gift for a dad, especially if he likes woody fragrances, earthy fragrances. This is Incident Diplomatique from the House of Javoy. Next, going to the House of Guerlain. This is Habit Rouge Parfum. Yes, I'm recommending the Parfum because it smells super fantastic. It's basically taking the DNA of the original Habit Rouge and taking it into more of a boozy, slight gourmand direction. It's got rum, vanilla tincture, and patchouli. You'll get the DNA of the original Habit Rouge in here. It will smell like it. But it will remind you maybe a little bit of Habit Rouge Dress Code that came out back in 2015. It is now discontinued. But this is a more intense, potent version of it. Maybe it's a bit too much to wear in the summertime if your dad is overwhelmed with too much strong smell. But my dad was always spritzing on so much fragrance. So if you have a dad like my dad, I think this will satisfy your dad. But either way, Guerlain's Habit Rouge Parfum. Amazing fragrance. If you haven't tried it yet, I think it's really, really solid. Next, going to the House of Bentley. It's Bentley for Men Intense, something less expensive for a dad if you're on the budget. You can get this for under $50 for 100 ml. It's incense, leather, benzoin, rum, black pepper, patchouli, woodsy notes, cinnamon, cedar, and bay leaf. It's one of my favorite fragrances, even if it's a cheapie. I absolutely love this one. It has a really, really great dry down. Super amazing. I love the booziness, the smokiness, the aromatics, the spices, and then the incense that comes in as well. It's just a really, really nicely made fragrance created by Nathalie Lorson. I absolutely love the fragrance, and I think it will make a great gift. Like I said, if you're on a budget, this will be perfect. So it's Bentley for Men Intense from the House of Bentley. And then I'm ending the list with Tom Ford's Noir Extreme Parfum. It's a bit on the gourmand side, and it's intense. It's really, really long-lasting fragrance. It's a great take on the original. I absolutely love it. And again, it also garners me compliments. It's Venezuelan tonka beans, sandalwood, amber, cedar, guaiac wood, cardamom, and kahili ginger. Boy, I think Sonia Constant did a great job updating this fragrance because she created the original in eau de parfum. And then we have the Parfum version. It's super fantastic. The combination of the ginger, the cardamom, the woods, the ambery touches, super fantastic, really, really delicious, and a wonderful fragrance and a perfect gift idea for a dad. To get your dad or get for yourself if you're the dad. Or if you're not even a dad, don't have a dad, this is going to smell like a really, really great fragrance on you. Either way, this is Tom Ford's Noir Extreme Parfum. And that is the last fragrance I'm talking about today. Let me know your thoughts on these fragrances. And if you have a dad, are you gifting him a fragrance, a cologne? Which one are you going to get him? Let me know. Put a comment down below. If you're a dad, are you going to wear something? Are you going to buy yourself something? Have you tried these fragrances? Do let me know. Put a comment down below. But either way, guys, if you're a father, happy Father's Day. I don't have a dad anymore, so I can't wish him a happy Father's Day. But happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.